Hello, welcome back to the Care and Conversation studio with our penultimate guest of the day. Lucy doesn't know this, but I'm bringing her back on in a minute to close the show with me. So, yeah, no, they're here. So that's Lucy. You can hear off camera, but we've decided what we're going to talk about. So this could be quite an interesting conversation.
I'm also going to ask if Lucy's going to interject every time I say something, or is she going to keep quiet?
Oh, I've been told.
You've been told, right? So, tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Richard Ayres. I'm a social care advisor at Care England.
Perfect. What does that involve? What are you?
Look, my background is 30 years in procurement. I worked in care services, home care and residential care for over sort of 10 years. I worked with Care England for probably 12, 13 years now. I've worked for them for the last sort of nearly 4 years. And I really am the bridge between the policy, lobbying side of Care England and the operational side of running care services, and how we bridge the two, and how I make sure everyone within the organisation understands that the decisions that are made at policy level, what that really has as an impact on the bottom line to a care service, operationally and financially and commercially.
Perfect. Right. So we talked a little bit off camera about AI. So what's obviously there's huge opportunities, huge risks. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think if I go back 12 months, AI for me was scary, and I really wasn't interested. I'm 54 and I'm looking to retire. I'm not looking to kind of develop more skills. I just want to kind of do what I do, perfect it, help other people to do what I can do, and then I can leave. And AI has kind of come along a long way, and end of the year I was like, still, this is not really for me. I'm not getting it. It's always coming up on social media. And then about sort of February, March time, we're developing a system, Smart Care Intel. And I spoke to the developer and said, we really need to get AI on this because I think it can help triangulate some of the data. That we've got like 60 million data points. We need to kind of manage it. And the developer said to me, no, 2 years' time, come back in 2 years, we'll talk about AI. And then he kind of went away at the weekend and started thinking about it and have a little play with it. And with the help of Lucy, who's still not allowed to talk, we sort of sat down together and we kind of worked out how we can use AI to triangulate data to help improve quality in care homes. So we've taken 100,000 CQC reports, we've taken all of the NICE guidelines, NHS best practice, the CQC statements, quality statements, regulations, and health and safety exec stuff, every bit of company house data that we can download going back many years, and all of the HMRC data, and we put it in a ring-fenced environment. So it's not an AI that's out on the World Wide Web, it's just within a ring-fenced environment, and we've started asking it questions. And it's able to solve so many problems. So we've now been able to develop an online mock inspection portal that can inspect care services. You can give it any problem from an operational perspective and say, well, how would you respond from a CQC perspective? Tell me about viability of care services, insolvencies, how much they owe, what they've borrowed, what they paid for services, who the directors are, and look at all of that public-facing data, all the data that's available within the public domain, look at it through the lens of a care provider, and suddenly get information that's really informative. So I think AI is really transformative in helping you to triangulate lots of data that would take you years to digest and process, and you would never be able to store in, is it the limbic part of your brain at the front, to be able to recall it when you most need it. And we can recall it in seconds. I ask it a question, I get 10,000 responses in literally 3 or 4 seconds.
And is that now something that's available to members?
Oh, absolutely. It's available to everybody. It's out there. Smart Care Intel, just Google it on the just Google Smart Care Intel. But Care England Smart Care Intel will give you the access to it. But there's one of many AIs we're seeing, and I think the biggest issue we've got with AI is that there are lots of people in this room, and it's been a great show, but there are lots of organisations all talking about the data that they've got, but none, and a lot of them are using AI to kind of process their data, but they're not joining it up. So we've got so much data in the system, but it doesn't talk to each other. So for years, I've always sort of said, well, we've got all of this technology being built, and then it's got to consolidate, and then you'll end up with 2 or 3 of these organisations providing technology and data. But we haven't had that consolidation because we don't need the consolidation, because we can have disparate systems all over the place now and an AI in the middle that talks to it. And that AI can look at that data and it can control it and interpret it and look at it and review it and give you outputs from that data far easier than a human can do. Humans, especially our registered managers in their 40s and 50s, they didn't grow up with data. They're not comfortable with it, so they're now not comfortable having given physical care for 10 years to then, other than Lucy, who does do that, she's a very unique person, but the vast majority of care.
Compliment or an insult? Who knows?
yeah, well, she knows me well enough to know it's both. But there's not many people that are, you're either a left brain or a right brain, or you're kind of empathetic or you're commercial. Lucy just happens to have a mixed up brain that does both. But very few people have both skills. You develop one of them is stronger than the other. And I know people who are care home managers sitting in care services at the moment, and they're saying, I sit in front of a computer all day looking at data. I don't know what to do with it. It tells me reports. I push buttons and I get reports. And if the line goes up or goes down, I know I'm doing a good job. And that's what they're doing. But AI can look at all that data and tell you, what do I need to do today? Where do I need to look? Where's the problem? Where's the solution? Where's the answer?
So what's a practical way that someone in a care setting might use so what's it, smart? What are they Googling?
Oh, that's very different to what we're of. So if you Google Care England Smart Care Intel, you'll get to our system, which is really about enhancing quality. So
what's a good use case for it then? An example of how someone might use
care service, any CQC registered service, and there are 56,000 of them in England, primarily care homes and domiciliary care, shared lives and supported living is the primary ones. If you are regulated against the quality statements, you can literally do a mock inspection. You can ask it to help you improve your services. So you input your data, tell it what you're doing, upload your process, your policy procedure, your evidence. That will then look at that through a ring-fenced CQC environment and say, okay, the CQC would say this about it. So before you get inspected by the CQC, you might want to fix this issue, and this issue, and this is how you do it. And that's all taken, it's not making stuff up, it's all taken from a ring-fenced environment of CQC evidence. The CQC have said and reported on this in the past, therefore that is how it will inspect you, if they are being consistent, when your services become inspected.
Okay, one more time, what's it called? What are they Googling?
Care England Smart Care, CARE Intel, INTEL.
Perfect, right. I've got a final big question for you.
We'll go for it.
Biscuits. If you were a biscuit...
Biscoff.
Good, great answer. Have you tried the ones with the cream in the middle?
No, don't ruin perfection. No, I've only just got into Biscoff, but I'm like a bit of a Garibaldi or a fruit shortcake or something like that, or something with a bit of dried fruit in that one of my children, who steals every bit of sugar in our house, refuses to eat. So I buy those because he doesn't eat them. And I
remember
hide the Biscoff.
Biscoffs very fondly from I grew up in a pub hotel, and we used to have them in the rooms as biscuits
individually wrapped.
So I'd go nick them. Eat the Lotus before they were cool.
Yeah, because I can't eat a whole pack of them.
Have you tried Have you tried the stuff that you put on toast?
No, because I don't want to. Because if I like it, that's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous.
So I'll just stick with an individually wrapped Biscoff because I can only have one, and I feel guilty opening the second one.
Dunkin' in tea?
No, that'd be daft. It's a coffee biscuit, not a tea biscuit.
It is a coffee biscuit. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been good to talk to you, and we'll be back shortly. Got a couple more people, and we get Matthew from the Care Show in, and then Lucy to close the show.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in a second.